Welcome to a new and updated tutorial for 2024 in submitting outdoor warning siren testnet reports within Spotter Connect. This video will primarily consist of two parts, one for self-submissions in the event log, and second for the scribes on our team that will need to record outdoor warning siren testnet reports from team members and participants that call them in once a month. So beginning first with the event log, for those of you that would prefer to self-submit for various reasons, when you go to the event log, which we can navigate here by clicking on the left-hand side of the Spotter Connect webpage, first and foremost, you're going to want to select today's date. And of course, here in Kent County, we always test the sirens on the first Friday of every month, April through October. Other counties may differ. If you are not a Kent County resident or a Kent County Skywarn spotter and you are interested in utilizing Spotter Connect for your Skywarn operations, feel free to reach out to Steve W3BIZ, or you can reach out to myself. My name is Colin. Amateur radio call sign is KE8RXN, phonetically Kilo Echo 8 Romeo X-ray November. If you are an amateur radio operator, you'll know how to look up emails on QRZ. My email is good there. So I've already gone ahead and put in a couple of test entries just to test the functionality prior to this recording. So in order to self-submit an outdoor warning siren testnet report, first and foremost, please don't submit results prior to the actual outdoor warning sirens every month. Occasionally, we will get people that will put in a report the day before, but those are obviously not valid because the sirens have not actually sounded at that time. But we'll take submissions up to about Sunday evening or so if you're not able to get your report in immediately. So with that having been said, go ahead and click the new button after selecting the current date. And you will get a notice. This does not apply to outdoor warning siren testnet reports, but you'll get a notice stating that if we are in the middle of a severe weather event, please contact us via amateur radio or now GMRS radio as well, because the scribes and the net controllers and so forth may not see the online reports immediately. You can either X out of that warning or it will expire on its own. It will automatically record your own contact information with the account you've utilized to sign in, so no worries about having to submit that there. Go ahead and put in your location. So for my case, I'm going to, this is not my exact location, but it's the one I most commonly give, 4 Mile and Fruit Ridge in Alpine Township, preferably the two cross streets, comma, followed by the population center. Then you're going to select the report type underneath the drop-down list. Go ahead and select Outdoor Warning Siren Test. From here, we have streamlined and simplified it tremendously. Previously, you had to select from a list of long and rather verbose and slightly confusing statements in order to submit a report. Now we simply have three checkboxes. Number 1, saw it. Number 2, heard it. Number 3, rotation. So select all of the criteria that is true for your tornado siren test, or rather the outdoor warning siren test report. Did you see the siren? Go ahead and select that. Did you also hear the siren? Go ahead and select that. And was the siren rotating? If so, and you have no further information that you need to add other than, very importantly, the siren location, you can now move on to the notes field. In the notes field, go ahead and put not your location, but the location of the siren. Preferably, for those of you who are Kent County team members, we will have emailed the Google map of all of the outdoor warning sirens multiple times. If you do need assistance, however, please feel free to reach out to a team leader. We will be happy to provide you with that should you be an official Kent County Skywarn member. With that, also include the siren number, if possible. And by siren number, I mean the siren number that is the first identifier within the map that we distribute to internal team members. Please don't give us the RTU number. The RTU numbers are distributed throughout the, or rather duplicated throughout the county, and so it just creates more work for us. If you do not have the siren number, that is all right. Go ahead and put in the approximate location to the best of your ability. We can still track it down. So here I am going to simply put a test location. There's not actually a siren at this location, but this is how I would record it if this were truly an actual siren. Let's go ahead and say 4 Mile and Fruit Ridge, Alpine Township. And I'll go ahead and just say Siren number 1. And with my background, with my information technology background, I don't simply just say Siren number 1, I put in Siren number 001. But whatever number is listed on the map, once again, go ahead and include that if possible. Your Siren report is now complete. Go ahead and click Add. And from here, it will automatically populate for you in the event log. Did you see it? Yes. Did you hear it? Yes. Did it rotate? Yes, it did. As well as the siren location within the description field, in contrast to your location here in the location field. Let's go ahead for demonstration purposes and just put in one more. Once again, we can disregard this warning for an outdoor warning siren testnet. And we're going to put in the same location. And this time, as I select the outdoor warning siren test option from the drop-down menu, I am going to put in an audible only report. So once again, I've got 3 options: saw it, heard it, rotation. So if I heard the siren and I could tell via the Doppler effect that it was clearly rotating, but I did not see it, obviously I'll keep the second and third options checked and go ahead and uncheck the first option of saw it. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and put in the approximate siren location if I know. Let's say I don't know the siren number. I'll just go ahead and put in the approximate location where I know the siren is. So in this particular case, again, there's not a siren here, but as a test example, which I'll include test just for anybody who's looking back on these records here, I'll say that the siren was located at 3 Mile and Fruit Ridge. Again, for this, I don't happen to know the siren number. I'll go ahead and click Add. And now you will see that it says saw it, no, heard it, yes, rotation, yes, 3 Mile and Fruit Ridge. And that is all there is to submitting an outdoor warning siren testnet report. Regardless of what level of access you have within Spotter Connect, albeit paging only, whether it be Spotter, whether it be Scribe, or whether it be Leader, every access level has the ability to self-submit online outdoor warning siren testnets. And you may have noticed that I am purposefully using different language than what we have historically used in the past of a tornado siren testnet, and that is by design. Emergency management, whether at the city or county level, will refer them to as outdoor warning sirens, and that is not unique to Kent County. That is true of other counties as well, because the outdoor warning sirens serve one and only one purpose. They serve to alert members of the public who are currently outdoors to go indoors and seek information on what the hazard is. It is true, of course, that most commonly the sirens are sounded during tornado warnings, but they can be sounded depending upon the policies and procedures in place at your local emergency management agencies, your local dispatch centers. They may be sounded for other hazards as well. So don't assume a reason for why the sirens are sounding. Go indoors, seek shelter, and seek additional information, typically from trusted broadcast media. The second half of this video, we will now cover scribing, if you are a Kent County Skywarn scribe, such as during an outdoor warning siren testnet. So if you are a scribe or a leader, you will have access to the scribing page. If you are a spotter or paging only member, we appreciate your participation certainly, but you will not be able to see this page. And in the report for the event log, in the second half of this web page here, you're going to go ahead and click Report or Siren Test. And this time, because you're recording information for someone else, you're going to go ahead and populate their information. In the call sign field, it doesn't matter whether it is capitalized or not. I'm going to go ahead and put in my own, KE8RXN. And it's going to pull my information from the database. Now you'll notice here that the first name is blank. Because I have an account within the database, simply hit tab and it will populate first and last name. For our scribes, if you are reporting the information for someone who does not have an account, call sign and first name is more than sufficient. We do not need the last name, but it is not a required field. The reason why that is there is to capture the last name for the Spotter Connect users that have created accounts. Once again, the nearest town with cross streets, that is not going to be the siren location. That is going to be the user's location, unless of course they have a visual report and the locations are one and the same. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 4 mile and Fruit Ridge. Again, how I prefer the paradigm to be is you put in the cross streets first, followed by a comma with Alpine Township. Generally speaking, it is easiest in analyzing this data later in CSV files through spreadsheet software such as Microsoft Excel if you use commas to separate the streets and the population center. And also, if you put the cross streets first, followed by the population center. If you're a scribe, all I would ask is that whatever format you use, whether you put the population center first, followed by the cross street, is that you just keep it consistent entry to entry, because then if I'm doing analysis later, then it's easier for me to separate that particular data into separate commas, or not commas rather, but columns in order to do more advanced data analysis. That having been said, we won't worry for an outdoor warning siren testnet report about reporting it to the NWS. We don't report that information to the National Weather Service. We report that rather to Kent County Emergency Management in the case of Kent County Skywarn. Underneath report type, very similar to the event log, go ahead and select outdoor warning siren test. And you're going to put down all of the information that the spotter gives you. Did they see it? Did they hear it? Did it rotate? Let's say they saw it and they heard it, but let's say in this example there's an issue with the siren, that they heard it and it didn't rotate. So we will uncheck rotation. We don't need to put any additional notes in the note field that it didn't rotate. Spotter Connect will annotate that for us already. And now we are simply going to put in the siren location, as the self-submission reports did previously. So we'll just put in 3 mile, 3 mile and Fruit Ridge, comma, Alpine Township, parentheses, test, just so people know it's a test. And astute observers will notice that I did not put in Alpine Township in the last self-submission entry, and that is because as a scribe, you will see inconsistencies from report to report. So an inject here in the exercise is make sure that you do include that population center if at all possible. From here, once we click add, it's going to go ahead and put that down in the event log. And a scribe for a scribe or a leader role is going to automatically refresh the page and allow you to put in a new storm report or outdoor warning siren test net report. Let's go ahead and put in one more. We'll put in a call sign of the Spotter Connect designer and Kent County Skywarn Deputy Coordinator Steve, W3BIZ. So we've got Steve's information, and this is not actually Steve's location. We're just going to go ahead and put in a sample location within the Kent County area, Michigan and Monroe, Grand Rapids. Again, for the purposes of this report, we don't report this to the NWS. We'll leave that no, which is the default. We'll select outdoor warning siren testnet. And in this particular case, let's say Steve both saw, heard, and confirmed that the siren rotated. And let's say that the siren is located at Steve's location, that he is either standing or driving by it. So his location and the siren location will be one and the same thing. And in this case, let's say that Steve also knows the siren number. In that example, we would simply say Michigan Monroe, Grand Rapids, siren number 2. Once again, there's not actually a siren there, but this is just for test purposes only. We will go ahead and hit add. And let's say that we are all done scribing. We'll go ahead and hit cancel. And we are good to go. One last comment for the scribes and the leaders also. If you want to export this data within the event log on the scribing window, simply go back to the event log in the left-hand pane above scribing. Select the date for which you want to export data, and you can export the data via the Excel button. It actually will download it, I believe, as a CSV file. And with that, that is the new and improved process for recording self-submissions and also scribing for outdoor warning siren test nets. Hopefully this process streamlines and makes it much more efficient and intuitive for both our scribes, our net controllers, our team members, and the general amateur radio and GMRS community members that provide us valuable data every month. So with that, thank you very much for all that you do, and I will see you next time.